In this video, I want to talk about a discussion I had with a former coworker over the summer and use that conversation as a segue into an area I want to explore more on this channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76, my original channel. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Well, over here, again, nowadays, since I set up the other three channels, this channel now discusses general topics, education, money, financial literacy, thoughts of the day, and current events. And going back to financial literacy / money, I want to start to talk about business a little bit because that's something that I'm interested in. And I was able to monetize my blogging platform a couple of years ago, and I have a lot of content over there now, and I want to start to create video content based upon some of the written content I have over there. But over the summer, I had a discussion with a former coworker. He had recently left my federal job because I am a federal employee. I'll just stop there. I don't want to tell too much of what's happening in my personal life in my YouTube space. But this person left, and he wanted to do a Zoom call just to follow up to see what had happened and where things were with some of the projects that he had left. And there's something about this position I have. I just thought about that makes people check in after they left to see how things are going. But so we set up a Zoom call on a Saturday, and we had a little discussion about the projects that he left behind. One of them I picked up myself and had to kind of push through to completion. But he basically asked me eventually, so what have you been doing during the quarantine? And I said, well, I've been trying to use this time wisely. I have some projects outside of my 9 to 5, such as YouTube and such as my blogging platform and a larger writing project I'm working on. And I said, I have my hands in a bunch of different things. And he kind of looked at me, he said, wow. He said, you're doing a lot more than just your 9 to 5. And I said, well, yeah, I am. And I told him that I had adopted that mentality a while ago when I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad books, which I'm going to get into in a second. But as I think about it, my graduate advisor at the University of Michigan, he was pretty big on that as well, in terms of having multiple projects going at once and having multiple things going forward all in parallel. So in a way, I was kind of trained to do what I'm doing right now. But as I discussed in my video, as I discussed in an earlier video about President Trump's taxes, one of the most life-changing books for me was the Rich Dad Poor Dad series, which started with the first book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then Cash Flow Quadrant, and then there were numerous other books in that series. And Robert Kiyosaki is highly criticized. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people speculate as to whether or not his rich dad is actually real. I suspect that his rich dad probably is. As a writer myself, oftentimes you have to speak and write in generalities, and in some instances, you have to protect people's identities as well. So, but the net of it is that I stole that from somebody, by the way. The net of it is that whether or not his rich dad is real or not, the messages in his books are very, very important. And so, I'm just going to briefly discuss some of the main lessons from the Rich Dad Poor Dad and the subsequent books that led me to become who I am today, and what got me here to YouTube and what got me to starting my blogging platform. And so there are a number of core messages in Rich Dad Poor Dad. One of them is to think about securing multiple streams of income. Another important lesson is understanding the different cash flows for the lower class, the middle class, and then the rich. Another one is that your primary residence is not an asset. Another major lesson is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. And there are specific definitions that he cites in that book for what assets and liabilities are. But one of the most profound lessons in the book is that regarding promotions. So anyone who works a 9 to 5, a day job for W-2 income, for wages that you're going to pay income tax on, pretty much every business or organization, in pretty much every business and organization or government agency, there's people are working for promotions and people are battling for promotions. And by the way, I shot a video, I think it was last year, on being a government employee and being a federal worker. And I realized that on YouTube, sometimes you forget that you shot things, but you don't remember it until people come back and tell you, I watched that, this was a helpful video. So I got comments about that video about being a government employee and getting into the federal government. I got comments saying that those videos were very helpful, so I may remaster those. But in any organization, there's a ladder, and people, when they come in that organization, they're fighting to get up that ladder, and the competition can be fierce, and in some instances the competition may not be fair, and in some instances the promotions are very political. But something Robert said in Rich Dad Poor Dad that's very, very profound is that we fight so hard for these promotions, but ultimately, once the new dollar amount is spread out over all of your paychecks, and once the taxes are taken out, it ends up not being significantly more money. Let me say that again. So we fight, and we claw, and we're elbowing each other to get these promotions, but once the new sum of money gets spread out over your paychecks, and once Uncle Sam takes his piece out, it doesn't end up being significantly more money. So, in a way, you're fighting and clawing for a disproportionate increase in income for the amount of work that you're going to be getting. And actually, a former coworker said that to me one time. Another coworker who left my current job frustrated, he said, and I think this was probably to justify to himself not getting the promotion, and knowing this guy, I think it probably was. But he said, it's for the amount of work, I would have gotten for that promotion, I wouldn't have gotten significantly more money. So I think that's one of the main takeaways from Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it's something for people to think about. And it's one of the things that helped me adopt this mindset that I got from the Rich Dad Poor Dad series, that it's smarter to think of ways to create other streams of income, and it's smarter to think of ways to make passive income streams, and to not put all of your eggs in one basket, and to get multiple money making ventures going at once. It's smarter to do that as opposed to battling it out with each other for one promotion, which often doesn't amount to significantly more money, especially if your budgeting game isn't on point. And you know what I've realized, at least in the federal government, it ends up being about prestige to a degree, and it ends up being about respect as well. And it ends up being about saying that I'm a supervisor, or I'm a director over this, or I'm a director over that. It ends up being a lot about title. But shouting out LJ over at Savings Minus Debt, titles only have so much value if your financial house is not in order. So I just wanted to say that in this video. Rich Dad Poor Dad is a very, very important book to read, and there are a lot of powerful things in there. And yeah, I think it's smarter to think of creating multiple streams of income instead of just attaching yourself with a ball and chain to one. And then if you get lucky and if you get fortunate, you can replace that one with the others that you've created. And going back to my video about President Trump's taxes, what we know is that incomes, depending upon how you make the money, it can be taxed differently. And there are advantages to making your money through a business type structure versus strictly making W-2 income. So look for more business related topics from me. I'm very, very fascinated by the concept of the gig economy. Shout out to Ramil Amir. He's talked about that a lot as well. He's talked about forming LLCs and those kinds of things, and understanding the tax code, understanding how to make money in smarter ways. That's what I'm about right now, and I don't know if I communicated that to my coworker. I think my former coworker, I think he just saw that I had multiple projects going outside of the 9 to 5, but at this point I'm more now about doing things in a smarter, more efficient way. So, and I'm also more so about being in tune with my personal purpose and my personal mission. So I'm going to stop this here. Please let me know what you think in the comments section below. Please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.